like
okay, let's
create their
go.
own,
Let's go
though.
matchup. Let's go matchup to matchup. Okay, so obviously, what the people want to see is Caitlyn versus Paige. We're gonna do this. Who wins the matchup between Caitlyn and Paige? I already know what you're gonna say.
My girl Caitlyn. What?
Okay.
All right, Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston just stirred up the entire basketball world with their Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Bueckers debate on their podcast, and the reactions have been absolutely wild. These aren't random fans arguing back and forth online. These are decorated WNBA champions giving raw, unfiltered takes on who would actually come out on top in a one-on-one matchup. And trust me, what they shared might catch you more off guard than you expect. Before we dive into every detail of what Candace and Aaliyah said and why their takes are blowing up across social media, make sure you subscribe if you love deep dive basketball breakdowns. And tell me in the comments, are you Team Caitlyn or Team Paige? Because after hearing what actual WNBA stars think, your answer might shift. This whole conversation picked up from a WNBA post about the 2024 versus 2025 all-rookie teams.
We saw a WNBA post about 2024 versus 2025 all-rookie teams. Who wins a game to 21? Why is it 21? Why can't it just be who wins a game?
No,
why's it gotta be 21?
Because people play to 21. That's what they.
21 is like not 5-on-5. 21 is like, yo, check up. We got 3 people. You never played jackpot.
But you.
Come on, man.
You can't just play to 21. Like, what's the problem with 21?
I want a full game. And we're gonna go down the list. This is kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoza, Rickea Jackson, Phoebish versus 2025, which is Paige Bueckers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Irifen, Dominique Malonga, and Janelle Salon.
So here's what happened. Candace Parker and Aaliyah Boston dropped a new episode of their podcast, and they went straight into the debate that has dominated hoops conversations for months. Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Bueckers. And this wasn't a quick mention or a surface-level comparison. They broke everything down, matchup by matchup, strengths versus strengths, and who would realistically win in a real game situation. And let me tell you, their opinions have everyone in the basketball community talking.
I can't even lie, though. Hear me out. I low-key think 2024 would win that.
They definitely have more shooting on 2024.
The entire discussion was sparked by a WNBA social post asking a simple yet loaded question. If the 2024 rookie class played the 2025 rookie class in a game to 21, who would win? Right away, Aaliyah disagreed with the whole game to 21 setup. She questioned why it had to be that instead of a full regulation game. Candace explained it's because pickup runs typically go to 21, but Aaliyah wasn't sold. She wanted the full game format to actually show who adjusts, who gets tired, and who takes over when strategy kicks in. And honestly, she has a valid point. A short race to 21 doesn't give you the full picture of rotations, momentum swings, or coaching. Impact. Now let's look at the rosters they were comparing, because that's where things got really interesting. 2024 rookie class: Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Rickea Jackson, and a 5th player. 25 rookie class: Paige Bueckers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Dominique Malonga, and Janelle. Stellar on paper, both groups are loaded with talent, but their styles and strengths are completely different, which is exactly why this debate became so captivating. Candace made a key point right away. The 2024 class has more shooting, and you can't deny that. Caitlyn Clark is arguably the greatest shooter in women's basketball today. Her range is absurd, her shot creation is elite, and having a shooter like that instantly changes defensive strategy.
Okay, let's go matchup. Let's go matchup to matchup. Okay, so obviously what the people want to see is Caitlyn versus Paige. We're gonna do this. Who wins the matchup between Caitlyn and Paige? I already know what you're gonna say.
My girl Caitlyn. What?
Okay.
And they got into the individual matchups, and this is where things really took off. The matchup everyone wants, the one that would pack arenas and break TV records, is Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Bueckers. These two are easily among the most gifted guards to come out of college in the last 10 years. So the big question, who wins that duel? Aaliyah Boston didn't hesitate for even a second. She said, my girl Caitlyn. And that carries weight for a couple reasons. First, she plays with Caitlyn on the Indiana Fever. She sees firsthand what Caitlyn does in practice, in games, under pressure, and how she prepares. Second, Aaliyah is one of the most intelligent players in the WNBA. She doesn't throw out, takes for attention. When she says Caitlyn wins, she's basing it on experience and knowledge. Candace's reaction was telling. She clearly expected Aaliyah to pick Caitlyn, and she honestly didn't push back. That alone says a lot. But then, they zoomed out from the matchup itself. Caitlyn versus Paige isn't just a basketball question. It's tied to media narratives, fan culture, hype, injuries, development paths, and how both players have shaped the sport in totally different ways.
Citron and I'd actually, Rakia. We'll do Rakia. Sonia Citron and Rakia.
I still think Rakia can win that. You think Sonia's gonna win that?
That is more of like a coin toss, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Skill set wise, they actually play very similar, but
yeah.
I do think system wise it's different. So we're seeing different skill sets.
That's true.
Because Rakia doesn't play in Sonia's system and Sonia doesn't play in Rakia's system.
Next up was Sonia Citron versus Rakia Jackson. Candace said this one is basically a coin flip, and Aaliyah agreed. Both are multi-tool wings who can defend, score, create, and impact winning in several ways. But Candace brought up a really important point about systems. She explained that we see different versions of players because Rakia doesn't play in Sonia's system and Sonia doesn't play in Rakia's. That's actually a very advanced way of evaluating players. A player's impact is always influenced by the system they're in. Some systems elevate a player's strengths, others hide skills that would shine somewhere else. So comparing them head to head requires imagining a neutral system, something most fans never think about.
Angel and Kiki.
Let me tell you, that would be one heck of a matchup.
Right?
That would really be one heck of a matchup.
That's why I said 21 isn't enough.
You're right. We probably should do a full game.
That's what I said. We should do a full game. What's 21? 21 is like...
Then came the Angel Reese versus Kiki Iriafen matchup, and both Candace and Aaliyah agreed this would be one of the most physical and intense battles on the floor. Aaliyah even emphasized how tough that matchup would be, and you could hear how much respect she has for both players. Angel and Kiki play with non-stop energy, physicality, and competitive fire. Neither of them takes a possession off, neither backs down. That matchup would be pure grit from start to finish. This is also where Aaliyah circled back to her complaint about the game going to 21. For a matchup like Angel versus Kiki, a full game is essential. In pickup games, randomness happens. In full games, the true better player emerges. After the full breakdown, Candace gave the edge to the 2024 class, mostly because of shooting and experience. But she also said Dominique Malonga could become one of the greatest post players ever, which is massive praise. They ended by comparing their own rookie groups, with Aaliyah joking that she'd be lying if she claimed her 2023 class could beat Candace's iconic 2008 class. That honesty and humility made the conversation even better. Overall, the whole discussion showed exactly how professional athletes evaluate talent. Not like fans, not like analysts, but like people who understand every detail of the game on a deeper level. One of the most revealing moments in the entire discussion came right at the end, when Candace and Aaliyah shifted the lens away from the hypothetical rookie matchups and towards something far more personal: how professionals actually evaluate players, growth, and long-term potential. And this part of the conversation quietly explained why their earlier takes carried so much weight, because they weren't speaking from hype or fan narratives. They were speaking from real experience, real film study, and real on-court knowledge. That only comes from playing at the absolute highest level. What stood out the most was the way Candace and Aaliyah both emphasized context, the invisible factors that casual fans rarely consider. When fans argue about Clark versus Bueckers, Reese versus Iriafen, or Jackson versus Citron, they usually rely on box scores, highlight clips, or college reputations. But pros see the game differently. They look at spacing, shot creation under pressure, defensive reads, stamina across quarters, and how a player responds when the initial game plan doesn't work. Aaliyah pointed out something subtle but extremely important. Not all greatness shows up in a short, pickup style game to 21. She repeated that a limited format shrinks the game in a way that hides what professionals actually value: resilience, adjustment, execution, and sustained focus. In a full game, the mental side becomes just as important as the physical side, and that's where elite players separate themselves. Candace built on that by highlighting something she has repeated throughout her career. Systems shape players, sometimes more than fans realize. A player might look unstoppable in one system, but average in another. Coaching style, spacing, personnel, and play calling all influence how a player thrives. It's why Candace didn't simply pick winners based on popularity. She imagined how each rookies vs rookies matchup would function under professional level structure, and that's why she leaned toward the 2024 group, the shooting, the spacing, the proven ability of players like Caitlyn Clark and Rickea Jackson to create advantages in real structured games. Then came a moment of both humor and humility. When comparing their own rookie classes, Aaliyah didn't hesitate to say she wouldn't pretend her 2023 group could take on Candace's iconic 2008 class. She laughed while admitting it, and Candace responded with that knowing veteran smile, the kind that says, "We really were built different." That small segment showed how much respect exists across generations of WNBA players. It wasn't about ego, it was about acknowledging greatness where greatness exists, and that's really what made the entire conversation so powerful. When pros talk basketball, they aren't performing for clicks. They're explaining the game the way it truly exists, with all its layers, nuances, and complexities. Their analysis wasn't just two stars debating who's better. It was a masterclass in how elite athletes evaluate talent. It showed fans a level of detail they rarely get access to.